Welcome to Narabox, where every story finds a home. All tales shared here are crafted with creativity and respect. Any resemblance to real events is purely coincidental. We invite you to sit back, imagine, and let the world of story unfold.
My 7-minute secret. 1. Awakening. Snow fell gently on the city that night, covering everything in a soft white hush. Elara moved through the streets, each step sinking into fresh snow. It had been a long winter, inside her heart and out in the world. Her life had changed so quickly. After her parents died, everything she knew was swept away. A lawyer's letter had arrived, cold and final. Her family owed a large debt to someone powerful, someone she didn't know. The documents were clear, and she lost the only home she'd ever known. Her childhood house was sold, and with it went the savings her parents had worked so hard for. She remembered the echo of empty rooms, her mother's perfume still clinging to the walls. She found herself in a cramped studio apartment, small, cheap, and quiet enough to hide her tears. She worked nights in a crowded restaurant, carrying plates and forced smiles, trying to piece her life back together. One night, as she walked home from work, the city felt alive around her, cars passing, laughter from crowded bars. Elara pulled her coat tighter, feeling the cold settle in her bones. She didn't know how to start again. Medicine was a dream she'd left behind. She couldn't afford the tuition, not now. Her days were survival, nothing more. Tense. Then it happened. At a busy intersection, she saw a child step into the street. A car turned the corner, speeding through the snow. Time seemed to slow, her breath catching in her chest. She thought, "No, not again. Please." In that desperate moment, she clutched the silver locket around her neck, her mother's locket, the only thing she had left. She whispered without thinking, "I want everything to stop." And it did. The world turned to stillness, snowflakes hanging in the air like tiny stars. The child was paused mid-step, the car's headlights caught in a crystal moment. Alara's heart pounded. She moved without thinking, pulling the child back to the safety of the sidewalk. Her hands trembled as she realized everything was frozen except her. For a few long minutes, she stood there in the silent city, staring at the child's wide eyes frozen in time. When the world finally stirred back to life, the car missed the child by inches, and the moment was gone. Elara didn't understand what had happened. She thought maybe she'd imagined it, some trick of panic and adrenaline, but the memory of stillness stayed with her, haunting her every breath. In the nights that followed, she couldn't let it go. She remembered the feeling of the world holding its breath, the way the snowflakes had hung in midair. She tried to repeat it, but each attempt fell short. She would whisper the words, but forget to hold the locket. Or she would clutch the locket, but her mind would be distracted. She realized the pieces had to fit together perfectly, the locket, the words, and her focused will. Night after night, she practiced, alone in her small apartment. The city lights flickered outside her window as she whispered into the darkness, willing the world to stop. Then, one night, everything clicked. She held the locket close, the words rising from her heart, her mind clear and unwavering. "I want everything to stop." And the world obeyed. Time froze once more, and she stood there, surrounded by stillness, her breath catching in wonder. In that pause, she knew this was real. The power was hers. Elara spent hours alone in those silent moments, testing the edges of her ability. 7 minutes of a world held still, no more, no less. In those pauses, she found beauty she'd never seen. Snowflakes that seemed to glow, faces caught in laughter, and always the faint echo of her mother's voice in her memory, warm and reassuring. Stay curious, Elara. You'll find the answers one day. Elara realized this power was more than a gift. It was a chance. A chance to find out why her parents had died. A chance to reclaim the life that had been stolen from her. She didn't know where this path would lead. But as she stood in the quiet of her frozen world, she felt a spark of hope. Promise that she would not waste this gift. That she would find her purpose. And so, with a breath of determination, Elara stepped forward into her new life, one heartbeat at a time.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more original stories. See you in the next journey.